Hey everyone, today I'm making ground pork meatballs and barbecue sauce with a side, and you'll get to see another dinner too. A lot of times whenever I make meatballs or meatloaf from scratch, I just eyeball it. So I have about 1 pound of ground pork, an egg, some homemade breadcrumbs. They have a lot more flavor than store-bought breadcrumbs in my opinion. And I'm just adding some salt and pepper. I like to get these small packages from a local meat store in my town. So they're actually a lot cheaper than my local big box grocery stores. So don't forget to check y'all's local shops. It also helps us save money because they're prepackaged. So I use what's in the package and thaw that, and none gets wasted from going bad. So I just put some oil in my pan and preheat it while I mix this up. And I'm just going to roll it in about 8 large meatballs.
Sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets
I'm just going to cook these until they're nice and golden brown and cooked through, and then I'm going to work on the homemade barbecue sauce. So for the barbecue sauce, I added about 1/4 cup of ketchup, and I didn't make very much. I would have made more, but I was running low on brown sugar this day, so it didn't happen. And then I'm going to add all the brown sugar I have left. I'd say it's a little less than 1/4 cup. And a little bit of mustard, maybe about a teaspoon to a tablespoon. Also, I'm sorry that my lights are making giant streaks. This only happens when I film in the evening. I'm not sure why, because I use blackout curtains. But, so you would think it would happen during the day too, but it doesn't. And then I'm going to add a little bit of cayenne. Not enough to make it spicy, just enough to add a little more flavor. And stir that up good. Here they are, looking nice and golden brown. And I'm just going to let those cook through and then add in the sauce. And I'm going to chop up some potatoes for a side dish. My husband doesn't mind eating the potatoes with the skins on, so it makes it easier for me. Oh, I also forgot to add, I added some Worcestershire sauce to the barbecue sauce, probably just about a teaspoon or so. Comment down below what your favorite easy weeknight dinner is. I'd love to hear what y'all are cooking. Sometimes I feel like I get stuck in the rut about cooking the same thing too much.
At 29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set the rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening?
So I chopped up all those potatoes, put them in some hot avocado oil, and I'm gonna make kind of like a skillet potato side dish with some green peppers, and you'll see the end result. It looks like I didn't put any bell peppers in there, but I did. They just shrunk down a lot more than I thought, and we didn't need this whole bell pepper, so I like to work once and save it and put it in the fridge. So that's what I did. I just cut what I needed and then put the rest in the fridge for later. So the meatballs are done and looking good, and now I'm just going to cook down the potatoes and show y'all when I'm finished. It was delicious. This looks like a small amount. It's way bigger than it looks. The meatballs are huge. So for our next dinner, I've got some smoked sausage. It's basically like kielbasa, but it came from my local meat store. So I'm making a soup, and this one is a recipe that I'll actually link down below, and it's called creamy sausage soup. It was so good. So it actually calls for Italian sausage, but I did the smoky one and it was fine. So you'll probably notice that my oven time says 11:38. I actually made this soup ahead of time and kind of boiled the potatoes and stuff in it on the stove, and then transferred it to a crock pot for it to slowly cook for the rest of the day. So we had it in the evening, and I made some biscuits to go with it. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I'm definitely a clean as you go kind of cook. The only thing I won't do is wash dishes intermittently. I like to save that for the end. But you'll see me constantly wiping down spots on the counter and stove and throwing things away because I don't like a cluttered counter. I don't have much kitchen counter space, So I like to save as much as I can for room while cooking. I'm just chopping up the celery while I let that sausage brown. So this recipe also calls for garlic and onions. I know it's cheating, but I had some minced garlic and I just felt like doing that instead. My garlic press might have been dirty in the dishwasher anyway. I'm not really sure. And I had onions pre-chopped in the fridge, which saved me because I don't really care for cutting onions. I'm just taking the sausage out so I can add the butter, the vegetables, garlic, and then later you'll see me add some flour to them after they get soft to make it kind of thick. And I'm just scraping the butter in the creases of this. It's a vintage Korean Ives butter dish that my mother got me a couple of birthdays ago, and I love it. While I'm waiting for the veggies to get nice and soft before I add the flour, I'm going to wash some potatoes and cut them up to put in the soup. I'm adding the garlic a little bit later so that it's less likely to burn, and I usually add more garlic whenever I use the pre-minced kind in oil because in my opinion it's not as strong, like it's not as flavorful. And the recipe calls for about 6 tablespoons of flour. I didn't, I just kind of eyeballed it again. I probably put in about a 1/4 cup of flour and then just stirred it in and cooked the flour taste out of it. And you'll see me in a little bit add some water and 3 bouillon cubes because I didn't have any chicken broth. It calls for 4 cups of water or chicken broth, so I'm just stirring that slowly into the vegetable flour mixture so that it blends well without getting clumpy. And a little at a time, I'm just adding each bouillon cube. I chose to add 3 because I feel like sometimes bouillon cubes can be stronger than broth. The recipe calls for 2 cups, half and half. I didn't have any half and half, so I did 1 cup of heavy cream and then 1 cup of 2% milk because that's what I had. So it worked out fine, and if I did this again, I would probably cook down the soup more on the stove before transferring it into the crock pot because we like thicker soups. It did get pretty thick, especially the second day. With only 2 people eating it, we ate about half of it, which is pretty good. But there was half left, and so the second day it definitely got thicker. So I would just keep that in mind based off of the consistency you want. And I added some Worcestershire sauce and some crushed red pepper flakes, not enough to make it spicy, just enough to add a little bit of flavor. And then I added back in the sausage and the potatoes and let them boil for a little while until they got slightly soft, and that's whenever I decided to transfer it to the crock pot. The soup was really creamy and smoky flavored because of the sausage. Oh, it was so good. So, it would be really good with some cheddar cheese sprinkled on top. But that's it. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope to see y'all again soon. Bye.